In my hand, I'm clutching a Sony ZV-E10. Before we continue with the video, I want to stress that this video is not sponsored by anybody, and it's solely my view on this camera. I'm not a photographer, I'm not a videographer, I have no idea about cameras, but I just wanted to improve the quality of my videos. I've been doing them for, I don't know what, 2019, I've been doing for like 4 years, 5 years now enough. And I just wanted to make the quality of my videos better. I wanted to make the picture better, I wanted to make the sound better. So I've been looking around for cameras for a while. And I say this Sony ZV-E10. But one of the things that used to impress me was the speed that if people were doing product reviews or they was holding something up, I tend to hold computer components up, you know, and being able to just hold something up and have it autofocus really quickly was important to me. I've been using a trusty Logitech C920 for so long for my videos. The camera angle was too wide, the zoom's limited. It was a cheap camera. I think it was like 50 quid or something when it first came out. There's some gone up to like 80, 90 quid on Amazon, which is quite mad. So this comes in two flavours. This says ZV-E10 on the box. This is actually a ZV-E10L. So the two versions are the ZV-E10 and the ZV-E10L, as I mentioned. The difference being the L is the lens kit. So if you get the ZV-E10, it's the body only. And it's about £600. So a lot of people say that's cheap for a camera. Yeah, there's a lot cheaper, but this is supposed to be a really good camera for what you get for your money. So the ZV-E10L is about £700. Before you tune out and run away thinking, that's too expensive for me. When I did this, I didn't want to splash out a load of money at a camera. I didn't know whether it'd work or not. The channel doesn't make that much money. It makes about £80 a month or something like that. So I held off for a while and then I took the plunge. But this camera is available on Amazon at £700 or thereabouts. But on Amazon you can split the payments. So you can get this camera for around £135 a month. Now if you've already got a YouTube channel, as I had, and I've had for a while before I did this upgrade, I say it's about £75, £80 a month. So that I get from the channel. So I just had to put an additional 50 quid a month to get this camera. Now I get that you're still initially outlaying that money, but it's come from the YouTube channel anyway. I wanted to invest in the channel, I wanted to make it better. So I want my sound better and I want the video better. I've Googled around at so many cameras. As I say, I am not a camera guy. I don't know anything about cameras. I struggle with, even this has got a lot of features on it apparently. The main reason for me was I wanted to be able to produce videos at 4K. Now a lot of people say there's no point in producing YouTube videos at 4K. I disagree. At home, when I'm watching things on the TV at home, I can tell the difference between 4K and 1080p because, well, the TV at home is a lot bigger than my monitor that's sat on my desk. So yeah, I wanted to do 4K. I wanted to improve the sound. I'll cover microphones in another video. This is not about sound, this is about video. So what we're going to do is we'll take it apart. Well, I'm not going to take it apart, but I'll take it out of the box. We'll take a look what it's like. It does 4K at 30 frames a second, which is fine for me. For the videos that I do, I'm not recording me racing cars around or anything like that, so 4K at 30 frames a second is quite good. And you can get quite cheap 4K adapters or capture cards. I needed something that supported 4K. This does 1080p at 120 frames a second, I believe. So it's got a mode called S&Q, so you can slow it down or you can speed it up. I wanted something that was upgradable in the future, so the interchangeable lens was a good idea. I could have gone with the Sony ZV-E10 that doesn't have interchangeable lenses, and I figured if I'm spending that much money, I might as well invest in a camera that can change the lens on. Looking at lenses can be scary because some of the lenses are like more expensive than this camera was. But it seems like really good, or what I've heard, it seemed really good for the money. I wouldn't generally cover something unless I've used it, so that does give it away. But I had to start from somewhere, and this is how we started. So as I say, I want to stress, this video is not sponsored. So if you find it useful, hit that like button. If you don't, yeah, go find another channel. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll unbox it. We'll see what it comes with. As I say, this is a ZV-E10L, so it comes with the battery, lens, and the camera body itself. So we'll take it apart. Keep saying that. We'll unbox it now.
Sheridan Computers, IT, Communications, Support.
Okay, so let's break the seal of the box. So we've got the warranty. We have some instruction manuals. Usual bump you get with cameras. Manual by the looks of things. Okay, these are the parts that we're interested in. So we've got both a European and a UK power plug. This, I'm assuming, is the battery. Yep. So we've got the battery, which has the 2-prong connector type, and it's got a USB connector on the other side. There's a carrying strap, and also the USB to USB-C lead. We have, sorry, keep moving out of the way of the camera. So we've got another battery, but there's no USB on this. So we've got a battery with USB-C adapter and a battery without. And then, just put that out of the way for a second. This is the Sony ZV-E10. So you can see it's got the lens on this. I'm not even sure how the lens detaches. We've got the place on the bottom for camera mount, and we've got the battery slot. Now the battery slot does have cutout, so if you're plugging power into it, you can still close it. And there's a slot inside for a memory card as well. We've obviously got the lens on the front. Yeah, it's a nice looking camera. Now it's not touchscreen. I've seen a few complaints about it not being touchscreen. Yeah, I'm not bothered about that in any way whatsoever. So I need it to do 4K. And that's about me. I need a good zoom on it so I can showcase products such as this camera. There on the top we've got the mount for the wind breaker that goes over the top, so the speakers here. We've got the on off. We've got the mode button here, which switches between still pictures, video, and SQ, which is slow and quick. You got the on and off. C1, so that's custom 1. We've got the record button, and then here we can zoom in and we can zoom out. So looks like it'll do the trick for me. Let's power it up. So I put the battery in, just release the cover. You can see from the prongs on the bottom which way the battery goes, so it's quite straightforward. Close it, done. So with that, well, let's zoom in a bit more. Yeah, we'll see how good the camera is that I've got at keeping up with this one. I'll be struggling already. Let me turn the product thing off 1 second. Okay, so we should be a bit better now. Let me go ahead, power this on. So you can see we've got the display which rotates around, and we'll go ahead and power it up. So powering it up, it's asking me to set the language, so I'm going to go with English. Enter the time and date, so set area. It's literally asking me to choose where I am. You want to go this way. Oh, there we go. So Lisbon, London. Daylight saving. I'm going to put that on. Date time not set. So I'll set that to today's date, which is 27th of February 2024. And he's got the time, I'm guessing, which is 1911. 19. Go the other way, it's going to be quicker. You can set your date format, so I don't mind DMY because I'm obviously in the UK. We do things backwards. So we've got an advert. Go here for available applications for imaging edge. So now we're powered up and there's a load of settings on the screen that I don't understand. But we can go through the menu settings. Let me see if I can get a video out to this. 1 second. If we take a quick look at the menu settings on this camera, the first one is obviously quality, image size. Now the second one that I'm going to be looking at is movie 1. So this is what we want to look at. So shooting mode. You got intelligent auto, program auto, aperture priority. So manual exposure, so I'm going to set mine on manual exposure, so that's fine. In fact, I didn't do it, but I still have to press enter on it, like so. Yeah, so we've changed to manual exposure. So if we go to file format, if you notice we've got record settings, we've got like 50 frames a second at 50 meg, 50 frames at 25 meg, 25 frames at 50 meg, 25 at 16, 100 at 100 meg, 100 at 60. So I'm going to just nip back to here. In file format, I want to change this. So you can see we've got 4K. So I'm going to put it in 4K mode. And so 4K is, well, it says 30 frames anyway. So you can do 25 at 60, 25 at 100. So you can obviously set this to whatever you prefer. The file size will get a little bit bigger. We've got S and Q settings. So that's just for obviously slow and quick, which I'm not interested in for this. If anybody's interested in these, I'll do like more videos on it. and we've got like 9 menu options. You can see it's at the top right hand corner there. We can scroll across. We've got proxy recording, autofocus transition, autofocus. So I'm just kind of leaving these to default. You've got your record levels if you want to record noise, wind reduction. Turn that on anyway, it makes no difference. The steady shot. A few people have said that when you steady shot, it can obviously reduce the amount of, like, the video goes a lot narrower. The steady shot's fine. I can turn that off. I don't need it on because the camera's going to be mounted on a tripod. So yeah, it just doesn't need to be on for me at all. So that'll get the wider angle a bit. So steady shot's off. Marker displays, so if you want to turn the marker displays on, and your marker settings for center aspect ratio, safety zone, guide frame, if you want to turn them on you can do. Recording lamp, so nothing I need to change in here. Front shutter curtain, release without lens, without card, steady shot. Again, I don't need this on because it's on a tripod. Zoom range, so want that set to clear image. Most of the defaults seem to be good, to be honest. Display button, zebra setting, exposure set guide, auto review. Don't need to play with that. So custom key, so you can program the keys on the top and choose what it does. So I think that's all I need to change in here. And obviously, if we hit display, it shows what comes on the display. You can set the various, like ISO if you want a manual or whatever you're going to set it to. You can adjust all this. So once I might do a full video if somebody's interested in seeing this. I'm just going to leave it on auto for the time being. But yeah, I just wanted to try and improve the video. So let me just come back out of this for a second. So we've got the full zoom. So the zoom's pretty good on this. You can see it's picked that up. The trash icon will obviously turn the product showcase on and off. I think that's pretty much good, and we can hook it up. So let me get it hooked up. Turn this off. I did say I'd hook it up. If you're wondering what the video quality like is on the Sony ZV-E10, you're looking at it. This whole video has been filmed with the Sony ZV-E10. I say it's not sponsored, but I do recommend this. I really do recommend this camera. So much, I bought 2 of them. Obviously, if I'm filming one, I wanted to show the overhead shots, which is what I bought the second camera for. Now, as I promised, let me just switch over here. So I'll leave the links to this in the description below. If you use the links, it doesn't cost you any more. I'll get next to nothing off Amazon as an affiliate link for you doing that. But it's got, if you get it from Amazon, you can get it at £139.80 over 5 months. So minimum spend, criteria applies. But the payment plans, you can do the one-time payment of £699 or £139.80 over 5 months with no interest. There's no application required. Where's that gone? I didn't mean to click on that. There's no application required, and the payment plan will only apply to that item. So yeah, I say they're very affordable at that price, especially if you split it over 5 months. I say I wanted one for the overhead shot, so I wanted to be able to do everything in 4K. The other camera I had was a crappy, it's a Canon camcorder. It did like 720p. Switch this back. So another thing worth purchasing with this camera is a power adapter. So I needed until I bought the camera, I had no idea whether it'd actually do what I wanted. It did exactly what I wanted. In fact, it did it that well. I bought a second one. But the camera will basically allow it to remain plugged in while you're recording. It was a no-brainer for me. I also wanted to make sure that if I'm recording for a couple of hours, especially like if I'm going to do live streams, which I've just started doing, I needed a camera that wouldn't switch off after 30 minutes. So buying the power adapter absolutely does that. And I know this power adapter works because I'm using it. It's plugged into the camera that I'm doing this on. So I'll leave the links to both of these in the description below. I say I don't normally do product reviews, but yeah, this camera, if other people are struggling to find cameras on YouTube for doing YouTube videos, as I was, yeah, I found this perfect. Supports Bluetooth, so if you want you can get like remotes for it and things like that. It supports Wi-Fi. The most important thing for me was the product showcase, the 4K recording, which it does perfectly for me. I'm going to leave some more links to some videos. Maybe you'll find them useful, maybe you won't. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to like the video to allow other people to find it. And I'll see you in the next video if you subscribe.